Well, good morning. My goodness, my goodness. What do we have going here? Timmy Dog, I have neither any thoughts or opinions on any logic. Oh my. Philly in the Philippines says he's present but not present. Scoot B, howdy all. Expat crap made it here. Phil, are you trolling me? Sunset Travel. When are you coming back, buddy? Miss you. No, I'm here for the free peanuts. Oh, I have free peanuts? Wow. D Web made it in. Good morning, D Web. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. McLovin. Oops. Whoa, almost hit the wrong button. Almost hit the ban button on McLovin. Wow. Sorry about that. Good thing I didn't. That's for sure. McLovin's a pretty good guy. Good morning. Geez, they didn't do anything to help your looks at the hospital. I demand a refund. No, they didn't. In fact, I got to tell you, you know, my recent stay at the hospital was incredibly difficult. And when I say difficult, it was boring as crap. I mean, literally, I had IVs hooked up and they were just dripping crap into me nonstop, and O2 therapy, and then nothing. Nothing. I mean, the first day I had a bunch of tests, and after that, all they did was draw blood and boom. Oh my God. Yeah. So I wasn't real happy. Let's just leave it at that. Cliff Turner, morning, Mike. Hope your health has returned and you're fit as a fiddle. Well, I'm not sure I'm fit as a fiddle, but I'm certainly doing a whole lot better. Hello, everyone, even Philly. Our little world. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Oh, so much has been going on. So much has been going on. Um, so we got the most recent. You know what? I was really surprised um, at the responses that I got. I guess I could talk about a couple of different things. First off, I put out a couple videos recently, and they did very well for the size of our channel. And I'm totally baffled as to why. I mean, the thumbnails were nothing special. The SEO score. I mean, nothing was different from those videos that go out and don't do well at all. So I've totally given up on trying to figure out the YouTube algorithm. I really and truly have. Um, it's just not going to work. Either the video makes it or it doesn't make it, and you do the videos for the fun of doing the videos. That's really the bottom line. I'm certainly not going to whine and cry about those that perform and those that don't. Um, Secondarily to that, I think what's really interesting to me is that um, I did a video about the Christmas party that was at the Lucifer Bar, a combination of Lucifer and Monsoon for Wolfpack bars. And I got to tell you, I didn't get but a couple of negative comments, which blew me away. It really did. It was most appreciative that people actually understood that those are normal people too, and to bring a little bit of goodness to their lives, well, that's great. So let's see here. Filled up to the eyeballs. Yeah, they did. They did. Mega doses. Without a doubt. Brooks Rick. How you doing, Brooke? How you doing, Rick? Good to see you. Thanks so much. Expat crap. If guys come up to babble about their CR renovations, just kick them. We want people up on the panel like Street Freak and others who have content on the panel. Okay, so let's just make a couple of. I'll put the link up to the panel in just a second or just a minute or two. But before I do, there's a few rules. The first one is we don't talk about other people's partners unless they're YouTubers themselves. Okay, it's just not fair. They're not there to defend themselves, and they're not going to be because that's not what they do. The second thing is we don't talk about other people's kids. All right. Those two things are pretty much off limits as far as I'm concerned. Everything else is pretty reasonable, I think. Scoot B, my last hospital stay was kind of let down as my charge nurse was my wife's sister. So she set me up with all the old nurses. Well, Scoot, it could be worse. All right, let's be honest. People were bored over Christmas. Even I got views. And that's possible. Maybe that's what it was, Street. Maybe I got views because people were bored. That's something I didn't really think about. It's possible. Good morning. All right, I'm going to put the link up. Let's see here. First, I got to copy it. There we go. And, well, hold on a second. Why isn't it coming up? There we go. Boom. So there is the link. And you got to put your face on there. Not going to do faceless stuff. All right. Got to be a face. And we'll go from there. Let's see here. Where was I? Let's see here. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Throtting, algorithm. I got no idea how the algorithm works anymore. I've given up trying to figure it out. Either it works or it doesn't. Dumagitti from Minnesota. I wonder, is it cooling off down there? Is it warming up yet? Maybe that's what I should. If you're not careful, Expat Crap says, if you're not careful, these guys go up on your panel and start to babble about how their wives cook them chicken or how they're going to renovate something. Well, yeah, they could, but we'll try and keep them on target. Street Freak says, even trolls need a break. Yeah. Ranger for collectors, working class care for other working classes all over the world. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm hoping Ranger gets back here soon. I think his docs are going to allow him to travel at some point soon. I'll skip the hellos. Scoot says 10 more days to go before he gets back. Good deal. Can I talk about Chrissy K? Yeah, she's a YouTuber. You can talk about her. All right. Can you be vile? Let's try and not be vile, okay? Arstel, my CR's getting some renovations now. The sink cabinet's getting rebuilt. How you doing, Arstel? Hope you're doing well. I have something important to address on the panel. Okay, well, I put the link in, so it's there. Bruce says, I figured it out a long time ago. Having some pretty girls on the tube with you always generates more views. Yeah, it might. It might. I mean, I have a video that's going to be coming up about our private Christmas party. Our party, we had a private Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve dinner, all right, here and we had Filipinos and expats and young girls and kids, and maybe that video will get good too. But that video has more to do with like food, drinking, and karaoke. So we'll see. Expat prepper, hope you're doing better. I am doing much better. Much better. Can the face be a verified photo? No. The face needs to be a live video feed. Hello, everyone. Slick Rick is here. Good morning, Slick Rick from the Bay. Just use a photo of regular guy. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with regular guy with respect to not so much in trouble with him. I don't want people to think I've got regular guy or I am regular guy. Philippines journey. I'm not going to be on video, but I do have good content, rich things to share. It's your call. You know what, expat crap? I tell you what. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. How's that sound? Greetings from the Bong Room. It's a smoke-filled event. Okay. Well, not here, it's not. Street Freak says, I'm out. Now, why? Why would you guys be out? Why are you afraid? Are you afraid to be publicly acknowledged? Is what you have to say so scary you can't publicly acknowledge it? Or that what you say you're not willing to put your face behind? I'm not sure that I can agree with that. I'm not sure that's fair, because you be going after people. If that's the case, if you're going to be going after people, you need to be accountable, just like you're holding them accountable, right? Michael Etos says, you're a little irregular kind of guy. Well, you know what? I will give it, like I said, all right? So Expat Crap says, what about my friend Street Freak? Well, I'll tell you what, I will give it a bit of a trial run, but if it gets to the point where you're making some accusations and you're not backing those up with your own credibility and everything, then I don't know. Hit that like button, Ranger says. I got 14 likes and 39 on. I got 41 on. Yeah, a couple more likes would be nice, that's for sure. Street Freak says, my policy has always been faceless. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But the problem is that now you're in our channel. And when you're in our channel, our policy has always been transparency. We want to be transparent. And so that's where I run into a bit of a problem with it, but I can understand. And like I said, I'm willing to give it a little bit of a try. Everything I say can be easily verified through known sources. I don't know. I believe everyone on the internet has the right to privacy. I do not. I believe there's a limit to your right to privacy when you start making statements about other people and when you start presenting facts that can't be validated right then and there. Okay? Hang on. I got a text from Arliz. She's at SNR. Hold on just a second. There we go. All right. So, Let's see here. Scoot B. Let's see. Guest is in the green room. And let's see here. Solo, add left, add right. We're going to assign him to guest number 1. And then we will do this. Good morning, Scoot. How are you?
How's it going, Mike? Hey,
Good.
say hello.
What? Hello. Here.
See, this is my stay-at-home nurse.
Your stay-at-home nurse.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I can afford that kind of budget.
Hey, Mike. No, I keep telling her when I go back to the Philippines, she has to send me allowance because she'll be working in the U.S. Yeah. She says no.
Oh. So wait a minute, though, Scoot. Isn't she a nurse? You are an RN, correct?
Yes, she is.
Yeah. What specialty are you in?
Actually, I was working on pediatric ward.
On the pediatric ward?
But now I'm still dealing with the pedia.
Yeah, she does pediatric, but she does patients that are like
they have
bedridden at home.
They have special needs.
Yeah.
Ah.
She's a home care nurse.
Home health nurse.
That I understand very well. Well, it's so nice to meet you and see you. Let's catch up with a couple comments here.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I have a face. Scoot says he has a face for radio. You look fine, Scoot. 39 watching, 14 likes. Hit that button.
So what, the guys are afraid to come up here and show their face?
Some people don't want to. Everyone, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and set the notification. Absolutely. Philly says, Street Freak, would I be able to recognize your voice? And Street Freak says, nah, he doesn't sound like any of our roosters. Pablo Chicano. Good morning, Pablo. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Michael, ding, ding, get Kuya John live to have a beatdown along with Street Freak. Oh, I haven't seen Kuya John in a long time. Expat crap. In my experience, the more honest I am, the more hate I receive. Now hold on. Is that, let's examine that for a second. Is it the more you voice your opinion, the honesty of your opinion, the more hate you receive? Is that because your opinion sucks? Or is it because, is it because just people don't like it? Sunset Travel says, I watched your earlier vids before deleting Street Freak. Funny. Street Freak Patrol, sorry about that accident with your face. Don't blame you. Good morning, Bookham Dano. How you doing, Dano? It's good to see you. Mike, how you doing? Looking good? I'm doing great. I mean, I'm still on antibiotics. I mean, they've got me on a hell of a regimen. I'll be going next week. Today's Sunday, so Tuesday, I think it is. I got to go get some more blood drawn and figure them out. So we'll figure it out. Hector Gupta. Hey, Hector. I'd pay to listen to Street Freak debate regular guy. Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be interesting to see Street Freak and regular guy? The Street Freak says, yeah, I have PayPal. Bidders, please begin. Regular guy isn't here to defend himself. No, he's not. Hector says $5.99 for his opening bid. Oh, Street Freak's going to get rich. And Street Freak's a bit unfair. Regular guy's battery is to be charged by 4 p.m. Let's see here. Hector, that's what I meant. Regular guy must be on to debate you. He's having a brownout. I don't know if he's having a brownout. We're not having one. We're in Malabañas. I don't know where he's at. He's trying to find a cable in SM. Good luck. You would never find me going to SM or any mall in the Philippines on a Sunday. That's asking for a headache.
Or Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't go near the mall. Yeah, I got to find more dirt on him. Poor guy. Street Freak, are you from New Zealand, if my memory serves me correctly? Sunset Travel's asking. I don't know. I don't know where Street Freak is from. I accidentally.
Yeah, I'd definitely say Street Freak's not for a Kiwi.
He's not a Kiwi?
No, he's not.
I have no idea. I do know this. A long time ago, back in the beginning, I accidentally, or maybe on purpose, I don't remember, banned Street Freak. And then I had a couple people contact me and say, hey, why did you ban him? And I'm like, I don't know. I got no. So I unbanned him, and he's been fine ever since.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you regret it now.
Nah. I think everybody's entitled to their opinions. Okay. I really do. But I do believe that opinions need to be when you make a public opinion, when you advertise a public opinion, you need to have the data to support that opinion.
Yeah, I always tell people, I said, I don't care what your opinion is, but if I ask you a question, based off of your opinion, if I say, well, what about, and you start screaming at me about your opinion, that means you'd have nothing to back it up. You just want me to buy whatever came out of your mouth.
Is that sort of like how your T-shirt works?
Yep. If my opinion offends you, you should hear what I keep in my head.
So Expat Rap says there was a live with Peter yesterday. His girlfriend said he can date other girls once he finishes building her a new house. He was really happy. Who's Peter? Peter who? I don't know who you're talking about, Expat Crap. Street Freak says he works out where he lives. Okay. On a serious note about your health issues, did you not see the medical issues of did the PHI doctor figure it out? The PHI, the Philippine doctors figured it out very fast. I just did not put two and two together. I did not realize that I was in sepsis and in septic shock. I didn't really recognize that the infection had gotten that bad. Street Freak says, bring it on. Sunset Travel. It'd be interesting. I remember a lot of smack talk from Street Freak. I don't know. Yep. Hey, travel Mike, before.
Mike, on that, when the guys talk about, well, did the Philippine doctors figure it out for you? Or did you have to tell them what's wrong?
No, they figured it out. But I mean, I would have figured as soon as I saw you only had to see the lab work to know exactly what was going on. Mm-hmm. As soon as I saw I had a white blood cell count of 40,000 and that my blood pressure was 60/40, I knew. And they knew. It was immediate. I mean, it was very classic, very, very straightforward.
Well, here, true story, right? My wife's sister died about 3 years back, she died of lung cancer. She worked at one of the largest research hospitals in Los Angeles area, right? She went to the doctor there for 3.5 years complaining of pain in her chest, right? But because she was 42 years old, she never smoked. They never even thought to look for lung cancer. And when she went to a different doctor, first thing he did, check for lung cancer. Oh, guess what? You have stage 4 lung cancer. And she died 9 months later. So, when people say, well, Philippine health isn't that good, I tell them, I said, I've gone a couple of times to the hospital in the Philippines, Never had an issue.
You know what? Medicine is one of those things that's very difficult to put a measuring tool on. And I say that because a lot of times patients lie. A lot of times they don't present all the information. But also it can depend on the type of insurance they have. Are they in an HMO that specifically directs that this is the treatment for that? I don't know. I'm sorry for your loss, but at the same time, I just don't know.
Well, I mean, just so you know, just so we clear that up, her insurance was 100% paid by the hospital she worked at.
Yeah.
So there was no holding back on. The doctors could have ordered any test they wanted. They just chose not to.
Well, I guess then in that instance, it's just piss poor medicine. It happens. It really and truly does.
Because she was 42, never smoked in her life, exercised all the time. They just never thought she would have lung cancer.
That's a terrible situation. Yeah. Bruce says, funny story about RG. He was doing a live and a girl did a quick boob flash behind him. He did not see it or know about it until he was notified he got a 1 week ban for it. I don't know. I heard he got a 1 week ban, but I don't know if I didn't know for sure that he did, Bruce. Thanks for clearing that up. Street Freak says he uploaded a few old ones. Expat Crap, did Chrissy K screw the doctor at work yet? And is Timmy making plans to return to the Phil? Well, Expat Crap, I have absolutely no clue on either one of those. I don't know why you would think it. I don't, look, I think it's kind of obvious that Tim's quite very quick and thorough exit out of the Philippines was precipitated by something. What? I have no idea. Street Freak says he should have been banned for a month. Is this true about Chrissy? No, I don't think it's, I think, Expat Crap's asking, he's theorizing a question, and I'm not sure that that's a reasonable or rational question. I think Street Freak and Expat would be a great addition to the panel. I think the live would go viral. Well, yeah, I think that Philly's trying to get me in trouble, and I have said if they want to come up voice only, I will give it a try. So the link is there. I'll post, here we go. I'll post it again. There's the link. All right, again. Let me try and figure out where I was. Street Freak says, I didn't realize I was part of the group. Expat, I not know about Chrissy. I not follow them. I'm just saying, yeah, he's just putting chismis out there that absolutely, because Chrissy is a vlogger and has the ability to see this and to say something about it. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure that I will get some trolls that say that I should not have allowed it, but whatever. In the back room, Street Freak, invite only. Peter Pan, Michael says. I don't know. Perder Pan. Regular guy said that he quit drinking. Any comments about that? Oh, hasn't he quit drinking more than once? I think regular guys quit drinking before. Peter, so Expat Crap says
video.
Expat Crap says Peter's from a foreigner asking questions in the Philippines. Okay, I don't watch that, so I don't know. Pablo, I was just joking about if this was true about crazy. Peter has the video with a few million views. You know what? Every dog has his day. We just haven't ever had ours. Our videos have never gone viral. Our channel's never gone viral. And you know what? It works fine for us. You're not going to hear us complain. We did complain about the algorithm, only in the extent that we complained that it was common across many channels complaining about it. But hey, it is what it is. Pablo, well, it won't be a joke in a year from now. No, it won't. Street Freak, but he won't tell you the truth now, will he? I don't know what Street's talking about. I think he's talking about Tim K, but I don't know. He's got to keep his YouTube rep. Dr. Fister, Raven, Norman Childs. Well, good morning, Norman. How is a British expat in the Philippines? How is Gum Job Johnny? All right. How are you doing? Norman, the link is up. Feel free. You know, you came to Angeles when I was in the hospital. All right. And went looking for me. I was upset you didn't stop by the hospital and bring me flowers. For those of you that don't know, Norman, a British expat in the Philippines, is one of my biggest trolls. He hates me more than just about anybody. This is not what we want to hear about. Now he scares he's going to get banned again. I thought you were a regular guy's friend. I don't know. Street Freak says that video could have been taken to the Philippine police and immigration and he would lose his good character requirement to have a tourist visa in the Philippines. I don't know, Street. It's not like he did something. Somebody else did it. Street Freak Patrol, me and RG are friends. Expat crap will find out if they are fornicating. I don't know. I think it's all chismus, you know. So who knows? Good luck at it. That's for sure, Street Freak says. I've had good doctors and bad in the USA and several misdiagnoses. Half the misdiagnoses oddly involved multiple in-clinic visits and procedures. Wow. That's a shame. Misdiagnosis happens all the time. All the time. I think regular guy gets a few jealous haters, that's all. I think anybody does. Que pasa, Pablo? There's the link again. There is no secret why Tim K left. It's public. I don't know. Expat, it was not because of Mogman like most think. It actually had to do with a wealthy Filipino family that took legal action. I've heard that story, Expat, but you know, isn't it hard to kind of get people to verify that? He fled before the charges were laid. Doomageti, I feel like nothing. Then Chrissy met Tim K outside of the country, and then they went together to the U.S. It's anything is possible. I really was not a big follower of Tim K. I didn't watch him much. I mean, I would watch him once in a while, and I would watch Chrissy once in a while. It just wasn't my kind of thing. Tim K will not return to the Philippines. This is public knowledge, but was only briefly discussed. And again, you know, if it was something that was briefly discussed, I would have missed it. I would not have been around to see it. So, Michael says, you will never match the Kuya John mic live for a viral video. Don King would have been proud of your life. It was far different than I expected it to be. I got to be honest, I wasn't happy with either one of them. I didn't like the way that Kuya John acted, and I didn't like the way that Mike acted. But, that's all old stuff. Supposedly, the reason some channels went totally dark was because it showed age problems at the relationship start. It's possible, Buddha Buddha. All right? It's possible. Tim K had behavior and property disputes with a wealthy Filipino family and the government. I didn't know that Tim K owned any property to dispute. Oh, okay. So Timmy will not be returning to the Philippines. I don't think so. And why would he? Why would he come back to the Philippines? He has a child he's raising in the U.S. He has a wife in the U.S. Why would he? I don't get it. He's young. It's not like he's an old guy. He's not. Expat crap. Wow, Tim K pissed off the gov. Norman Child, lilies. I don't know lilies. Got no idea. But you could have brought me some lilies. You could have brought me something, Shit, Norman, you could have stopped at Jollibee and picked me up a 2-piece chicken. All right? Come on. As much as you get off giving me a ration of shit, okay? And here's the funny part. I don't watch Norman's channel. I don't. But people send me clips and links of it all the time. And I'm like, And yet, Norman, I don't understand what your problem is, other than the fact that you don't like the way I live. Okay, great. You don't like the way I live, then nobody's forcing you to do anything. I mean, I don't like the way you live. Tim K did discuss this a little bit on Tua's stream, but only briefly. Okay, that's the reason. It has nothing to do with Mog or other trolls. Tim K made a mess all on his own. No, I was talking about the video on my channel, Street Freaks. Yeah, Tim K wanted to have a boxing match with Mogman. Violence doesn't get people anywhere. And I don't blame Mogman. I wouldn't do it either. Yeah, Mogman wimped out. I don't know if I'd call it that at all. Why would you say, what? Violence doesn't solve anything. Hector, the woman that RG fondled can take him to the cleaners, but then again, he only has spare change. I don't know. I mean, I'm not familiar with it. I'm sorry to say it, but I think Tim K might have won. Kuya John wanted to fight Mike. Yeah. Again, you're talking about bringing in an issue of violence, and I have never condoned physical violence. Street Freak says, I am no Tim K fan. As you might know from my old channel, but Tim K was probably in much better shape. Norman says next time. No next time, Norman. Man up. Join the panel, Norman. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about you and I. Let's talk about why we don't see the same things, Norman. Let's talk. I mean, here you have the option. You have it. It's right here. It's right now. I haven't banned you from my channel. I haven't banned you from anything. You've got it. Man up, Norman. Come on, gummy job. Street Freak. Yeah, I remember him practicing for that fight. He definitely would have won it. Wow, your cup is green screen color. It is. It's my magic cup. Philippines, your friend you met with Bruce has been busy boy. He met with honey buns, ordered bar girl did her HB place and left HB honey bun with the bill. How is that my friend? My friend Bruce. I'm not sure who you're talking about. I don't know. I to the best of my knowledge, I don't have any friends that hang out with Honey Bunny. All right. The money has still not been paid to HB. I don't know.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Right? So when did some deadbeat bills become your problem?
I don't even know what they're talking about. I mean, I don't know this Bruce, or I'm not familiar.
Even if you did. Yeah.
And
Even if you
how,
did.
even
How's
if
that
I
your problem?
did know him, how would it be my responsibility? I don't get that.
It says it's a young guy with a beard that chats with you.
A young guy with a beard that chats with me. Oh, come on. Wait.
That would mean
John
you're
tried to.
responsible for paying all his bills.
Yeah, a young guy with a beard that chats with me. I don't know who you're talking about. But Norman, I see you tried to, you gave in and then you hung up. You were there. Almost. Come on, man up.
And I've talked to Norman live. I mean, dozens of times. I don't know why he's got a problem with you, but
who?
I'd be curious.
You're talking about a British expat?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You know what? He doesn't like the way I live. We had a disagreement a long time ago. Let me see here. The guest is in the green room, and we'll assign him to number 2. And hang on a second. There you go. There's Norman. How are you, Norman?
Hello,
Hey,
Mike.
Norm.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So this is good.
I love the way I love your commentary that we hate each other. We don't even know each other. You don't know me. I don't know you.
Well, let's just say you keep putting out videos condemning my way of life and where I live and how I live. And I mean, that's what you do. I mean, is that not true?
Well, no, Mike. If you listen to what I'm saying, it's a bit like you didn't pick up on Peter Pan earlier on. Peter Pan is a pantomime character. That's what he was meaning, Okay, but you admit, I think you'd agree, rather than admit, you'll agree that Americans think differently to English people, Australian, whatever. Agree?
I think you could say Australian and Englishmen think differently than Americans. It's either one.
Now I'll give you a good answer to that. You're being pedantic.
All right. So my point is that everybody thinks different than other people, Norman. Everybody does. Course. Are you saying that you think the same as everybody else in the channel right now? Do you think you present the same as Ian?
What you're doing, Mike, is what you often do. You goad somebody, you goad them into an answer you want.
No, I don't. I didn't goat you into coming to the channel, Norman. I didn't say in my live stream, I hope Norman shows up. I didn't say in my thumbnail, I wish Norman would show up. Please don't be like this. Don't be such a little whiny little boy. Look, man up for once. For once, be a man and say, you know what, Philippine Journey, I don't like you. I don't like you, and I don't know. It's not any of your business why I don't like you. It's not anybody else's business why I don't like you. Just admit it, John.
Why would I admit something that is not the point?
Are you saying that's not true?
Well, I don't know you. How can I not like you or like you? I'm indifferent in that. So what I do in my last two videos I think I've done recently about your channel is that you come across, and you can disagree or what. The point is that you come across as a pompous person. Okay, I understand the last video you did about your medical condition. Okay, you've had a pretty hard road to paddle. You've gone through the ringer, so to speak. And nobody, including myself, would take the piss out of that. Nobody wishes any harm on anyone. But what I'm saying is you come across as if everybody needs to know what happens to you in every single aspect. Now, you
Now
are
hold on,
allowed.
John. Wait a minute, John. I'll let you say,
Okay.
but let me counter that. Okay. All right. So everybody needs to know all about. I present everything, right? That's what you're saying. And let's talk about you. You got kicked out of a house that you built.
Wrong.
All right.
Wrong.
You got
First thing,
it made you miss
hang on.
your
Let's
words.
get the facts.
Your
Hang
words.
on.
You'll either
Hang
let
on,
me
Mike.
finish. You're gonna
Mike.
go ahead.
Well, then don't just make sure what you say is correct. Nobody kicked me out of the house. I left the house.
All right. You left because you know what? I will give credit to John for a second. Nobody kicked him out. What they did was they made life, his words, your exact words were, they made life uncomfortable for you there. That's what you
Exactly.
said. Okay. So
That's
the
exactly.
house that you spent 7 years building, all right? My point here isn't what transpired, John. That is not it. My point is you've been very transparent about all the issues that you've been through. You've been very transparent about it. Why shouldn't I be able to be transparent? Are you the only guy here? Are you the only expat that's entitled to be transparent? All right. No, you're not.
That's not.
That
If
is.
you
No,
listen,
that's the honest truth. You were transparent
No.
about being deported. You were transparent about how you screwed up. You were transparent about the people that had to give you money so you could afford to get deported. You were transparent. I mean, the list could go on and on. But yet I can't be transparent about my life? Really? Is that
clever?
is that
Very clever the way you see. This is the point. I'm not trying to build myself up by telling people how it really is. I don't need to stand there on top of a soapbox like you do. Now, what people learn from your video about your health is a good opening point. You're telling them it could happen to you. Now, the message you were telling people is it's not about living as you admitted, and I talked about, that people can live on less than $1,000 US a month, right? But what your message was, for all of that, the blood works, the whole bit of what you went into, which is wonderful. I'm sure many people have gone through the same situation. But what your message was in your video was, don't let it happen to you, thinking you can come here with $1,000 a month to live on. Because if a simple infection, just like you described, became life-threatening, would you have enough money? Would you have the $2,000 to pay the medical bills, or will you be scratching around for your friends and family to try and get you released from the hospital? Good point. I didn't rubbish what you did about it, but it's the way you present it, as if you have to put a personal embellishment on everything.
Well, you know something, John? I do put a personal embellishment on it because it is all personal. That's just it. Just like you do. You put a personal embellishment on how everybody needs to be more minimalistic. They need to live a more Filipino life. They need to do this. They need to do that. You know something, John? Really and
Actually,
truly,
that's not true.
that is
People don't need to
absolutely
live
true.
that.
It's
No,
absolutely
it's
true.
not.
You
Well,
know,
then
I
if
want
that's
to
all you
figure out,
need,
here's what I want to figure out, John.
what's that? Something's gone wrong with your mic. Sorry. You've got like a feedback somewhere.
Yeah, it's Michael's. Mike, your microphone's acting up. It's buzzing.
It's still, it's like when I get my hearing test done. I can hear it in the background then.
Let me interject
Do it
something
again.
between. Let me interject something between the two of you. What I'm picking up is both of you are telling the same story from two different points of view, right? And you're telling it in different methods, but you're both basically conveying the exact same thing. I mean, I've listened to Norman for years. I listened to Mike for years, right? And I've listened to other people. I enjoy listening to Mike. I enjoy listening to Norman, right? But Norman tells a story in one way. You tell it and Mike tells it in a different way. I mean, there shouldn't be any animosity. I mean, so he embellishes,
And there is.
if a guy embellishes to make himself look good, or he does whatever. I mean, that's what people do when they tell a story.
That's
You
right.
may feel he's
It's like
embellishing,
it's like a
and he may not
it's
see
like
it that way.
it's like a witness. The witness, you have 10 witnesses, and they'll
Right.
have 10 different stories.
But you're still not on, Mike.
Mike, your mic is not working. Excuse the pun. Your mic is not working, Mike.
See, and I come from a different perspective.
Oh, there we go. I apologize.
Yeah, that's good now.
Yeah, and John, I agree with you, and I agree with what was just said. You get 10 different people, you will get 10 different answers. You get 10 different people, you'll get 10 different opinions. Okay? But I will also say this. I'm proud of my life and how I live my life. I'm happy with it.
Likewise.
I am absolutely content. And you, I think, are probably happy with yours as well. We live differently. That's just the way it is. Okay? What are you doing? Showing me this woman? You know what? You know, John, you remind me, I'm not going to say it. That's not your house. You didn't pay for it, and we're going to leave it at that. Okay?
It's
All right.
where I'm staying. I'm just showing you.
Yeah, and you know what? But yet you have a problem with where I stay. And yet
No.
you have, all right, you're showing us off. Why don't you show us your Rolex again, like you did before, or your Persian rug, or all of these other things, Look, John, look, we both talk about our lives. We talk about our lives, John.
Mike, this is where you and I differ. You bring up that because you can't argue the point very well. Because the argument that you put there, I was just showing you that I'm relaxing here. It doesn't matter if I'd been in a hotel doing this. Okay, I'm sorry that it offended you in some way, that I'm showing that I'm relaxing in a nice home. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that many Americans live like you, Mike. Many Americans have the wealth, maybe you have, or maybe you don't. We all come here to the Philippines. We are a complete blank sheet of paper, unless we want to tell anybody about it. What was I? Self-employed builder. What was I do when I tell locals here? They say, what were you doing, sir? I say engineer, because they understand what that means. They try and somehow link being an engineer to why we have money. And the point that I'm making is we tell people what they want to hear. and you tell people every time that it comes up, I live in my condo in Angeles City, which I describe as your ivory tower, only because I felt that you're living not the real life of the Philippines. It is, according to you, your real life, just like mine is. But the reality is that most people don't live like you. People who have a house in Cebu, Manila, wherever, be it Mindanao. Okay, you've got a house in Mindanao. Well, I'm living here in Bulacan. I have a house in Negillion. So what? Doesn't make me any wealthier, and it doesn't convince other people watching that somehow I've
All
got
right.
a better understanding of things.
Wait a minute, John. Wait a minute. Okay. Let's talk. Obviously, you've never been to many areas in Manila. All right. Because there are plenty of Filipinos that live lives far, far in excess of what we live, our life. Okay. There are, you've never been to Forbes or Eastwood or Bel Air. All right. You've never been to any of those, or you've never put up a video about one. You've certainly never put a video up. That's just like you've never put a video up of anything. So to sit there and say that you have is to sit there and just embellish bullshit. Either you put up a video that says you're there.
Now you're gaslighting.
No, I'm
What
just
you're
being
doing-
honest. What about all the places in Cebu?
Actually,
All right.
you're not.
Look,
I've done many trips that I don't film. I'll give you a good example.
good. Give me a good example.
I'll give you a good example. Any person, whether they're Filipino or foreigner, can get on a plane, get on a bus, travel maybe an hour out of Manila and arrive at the rapid train station, maybe Fifth Avenue. They can hop on there and they can get a ticket for about 35 to 40 pesos, and they can travel the whole length, and they could get off at every station along the way.
I know, John. I've done it. I used to live in Manila. John, we used to live in Makati. Okay, we know.
Exactly.
We know. Okay, but here's the other side here. All right.
Don't dismiss. You see, you're dismissing what I do. This is what you do, Mike.
No, you're
talking
the
down
one
to
that's
me.
dismissing. I never complained about your life. I never said anything about your life. You're the one that puts up videos complaining about mine all the time. When have I put up a video about you, John?
Actually,
once.
The only thing that annoys me.
Years ago.
There is one
Okay?
thing that annoys me. There's one thing that annoys me.
Everything annoys you.
And it annoys other people as well, I'm sure. And that is, hi, welcome to our channel. Arlene and I are welcoming you to, what do you mean? You don't have your wife sitting next to you. You're not showing the fact that you might be in the bedroom with your little green screen behind you. What I have behind me is real. What you do is try and present a polished effect on your channel. You have spent a lot of money buying equipment to make sure that your channel, and let's not kid ourselves, you have a small channel just like I have.
Yes.
The other one that Jane ran was sitting at about 9.12 subscribers, but it wasn't the subscribers that's important, and you know that.
Absolutely.
It's the views.
Okay, so
It's
John,
the views.
you say Arlene's not, but if you
when I put a pic,
wait,
when I
I'll
put,
let you
when I
talk,
put-
wait,
hang
or
on,
I'll
let-
shut
let
you
me
up.
finish.
You can wait or
Let
I'll
me
mute
finish.
you. You can
You're
wait
not-
or I'll mute you. How about look at our travel videos? Arlene's in all of those. Look, don't bring my wife into this. That's the one thing I won't deal with. You can either shut
You
the
do.
fuck up. You can either shut up
you
about
do.
my wife, all right? Or
You
I
do.
will just simply mute you.
You do. You bring her up in every video.
And that's because it's my wife. She's not your wife, John.
Oh, right. Okay. It's illogical what you're saying. I know. Right. That's the way you show your feathers, right? The
You know
point
what,
is,
John?
I'll sit here.
I show
Right, hang
my
on,
feathers.
hang
I
on.
defend my wife.
So, so I'll sit here.
Unlike you, who
Exactly.
called your partner a whore, I defend my wife.
No, I did
Yes, you
not. You
did.
see, there you are.
Would you like
Small
to see the
mind,
video? Would
simple
you
mind.
like me to post that video,
Yes,
John?
put it on
Would
there.
you
Put
like
it
it?
on there.
I can find it.
Yes.
I don't have it with me. I don't. John,
See,
you think I
you
care
see,
about you? All right. You
anybody
think I
watching me
care about you, but I
who
don't.
watches it will show you, Mike, are doing exactly. You're almost jumping at it. I'm not insulting your wife. I'm just saying that you promote
You
her
said
as
it
part of your
offended you.
channel.
You just said it offended you. That's
No,
what you said.
Yes, because she's not in the channel.
Because what about the travel videos? What about the earlier videos? What about all the videos she's in? What about what business is it of yours? What business is it of yours?
Oh, well, welcome to the British expat in the Philippines. Jane, Jim, Jerry, and Mandy are all here to welcome you to my channel. What a load of shit.
You know what, John? Either way, look, we're never good. Look, John, we're not going to agree.
I talk about you. This is why I talk about you, Mike. You can't take criticism. Okay, I know that children and wives are off the thing. I'm not criticizing your wife, but what are you doing? You're bringing up the fact that your dear friend Mikey decided to call. Yes, don't look all damaged.
I didn't bring up
hurtful.
Mike's name.
You know darn well
You
that he
called
helped
her a
you set
whore.
up your channel.
You called her a whore. All right?
No, I introduced. No,
You
I
said,
introduced.
let me introduce you to my whore. Those were your exact words, John. Let me introduce you to my whore.
I introduced him. I introduced Jane in the way that he was referring to her. You
but
can't
no,
get it.
John.
And that's the point. Your intellect, and I'm surprised because sometimes you
know
make
what,
out.
John? No, I'm surprised. Here. Let me say this because you have never ever understood it. All right, and it's a mistake on your part, and yet it's understandable. All right, no.
Of course, I'm not American, am I?
No, John, it has nothing to do with American whatsoever.
Well,
all right. I was there when all of this transpired. And here's what you didn't do. All right. Mike never called your wife a whore to begin with. It was people in his channel, they called her a 304. All right. You then blamed Mike, all right, for that. And
do you control your channel, Mike? Do you control your channel? Have you got moderators on your channel?
I try.
Right. So if I say something rude, will you take it off?
Will I take it off? If you say something rude, you know what? I've said this before. I will say it again. And I did this when there was that live stream with you and Mike. That the interaction on my channel, I took the chat out of that. All right. The one that transpired on Mike's channel, I have no control over. But either way, first off, the first thing that's most important here, John, all right, is that we will never agree to even disagree. All right. You don't like my channel. You don't like how I live. You don't like Arlene, apparently. You don't like any of this.
I don't even know her.
Exactly.
I don't even know her.
You complain about her. All right.
No,
either way.
Don't be smart and clever again, Mike. It's not attractive.
You know what, John? I'm far more attractive than you are, John. All right. Quit sucking on that bottom gum, all right? Put your bottom teeth in. Quit sucking on that. It looks disgusting. Looks like you just got finished with whatever. All right. The reality here is Uncle Fester says,
that's
all right,
where
you're going to call me Uncle Fester.
That's where you show your own colors here.
You know?
I'm not insulting you.
You
but
do
you've
every
done
day.
your
Uncle
best to-
Fester, Uncle Fester, Uncle Fester, Uncle Fester. All
I'm
right,
not. I didn't come up with that.
yeah, no,
I
no,
didn't
but you
come up with
use
that.
it. Look at your
Your own
last
people,
videos.
your own viewers come up with it.
Look at
No,
that.
if you remember,
Arlene,
I
you say
called you.
Arlene's not here. Like, she's laughing her ass off right here. Come here for a second, honey. Just for a second. Just for a second, so that John could sit there and say, "Hey, John, this is my wife. She's not a whore like what you have. All right?
Oh,
She's
I
not
Well,
gonna.
I hope you're not calling her that.
Are you gonna kick me out of the house? Are you gonna make life miserable for me?
I read the comment that I'm AI. Oh,
Oh, that you're AI.
I have to be. I should
Look.
be beautiful if I'm AI, huh?
Oh, you're beautiful
I
AI.
have to be beautiful, but
Apparently,
but
John.
I'm not.
John doesn't feel that you are worthy of being acknowledged in the channel.
I don't
All right?
need this acknowledgement.
I know
Very
you don't.
clever,
All right.
Mike. Very clever.
Okay.
That's the first time I've actually seen her sitting alongside you. And she's a very pretty lady. Now, why would I go and rubbish somebody who
You know
has
what,
nothing
John?
to do
You've
with the
rubbished
channel?
her already. You've already rubbished her so many times.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I
Look,
didn't.
John,
You know,
I'm not going to
you
continue
are
this.
supposed to be a smart person,
You go
Mike.
ahead. Go ahead. I will
Use
let you
your
continue.
intelligence to understand that when I say to you, it annoys me to hear you saying, "Welcome to our channel, Mark and Eileen this, Mike and Eileen that." Okay, that would be okay if your wife there, the one that you just introduced again, if she was there doing your channel, sitting there, that's okay. I understand that. If
It's
she was
not your business.
even
Not your
Come
channel.
even if
Come talk into the mic so he can hear you.
But John,
I
this
mean,
is not
Arlene,
your channel.
Arlene,
Not
can you
your-
hear me?
Yes.
Arlene,
Yes.
I understand that, Arlene, I understand that maybe, like Jane, you are in the background doing the bits and pieces with the computers that I don't see. I only see Mike, just like everybody else. So there's no criticism of you. If Mike said to you, "Welcome to my channel," as you know, Arlene is monitoring behind the scenes, and we together
So
welcome
now I
you to the
have to
channel.
put
Then
disclaimers
that
out there,
should be
John.
open.
John,
Yeah.
would it make you feel better if I put those disclaimers out there? I mean,
Now you're being stupid.
since when do I have to put disclaimers out there? You know, I did a video not long ago, and you agreed that people need to live their lives and their retirement the way that they see fit, and that others should not be the ones that dictate how it happens. All right. You're not going to dictate to me how to run this channel. I don't even mention your channel. I don't come on your lives. All right. I don't do anything to rubbish you. I don't talk about any of the things. You come in and you rubbish my wife. You rubbish the channel. All right. You know, either way, John.
It's got
All
to
right.
be somewhere in your thought pattern, Mike.
You know
if
what?
you
Here's
think
my
I'm rubbishing
thought
your
pattern.
wife,
You know something,
if you
John?
think I'm rubbishing, if you really truly think I'm rubbishing your wife, then I think you've got a problem.
You know
because
what?
I've never rubbished your wife.
Stop. You know something? I'm going to step back 3 steps. John, you're correct. I said the wrong word. You did not rubbish. Just either accept what I'm going to say and shut the fuck up while I say it. All right?
There's no need to be rude.
Let me say
Mike,
it. Quit interrupting
you're
me.
an educated man. You don't have to learn to. You don't need to tell me to shut the F up.
There we go. Now you're on mute, John. All right? So now that you're on mute, I will finish what I'm saying. Then I'll put your voice back on. All right? Rubbish was the wrong word. You did not rubbish Arlene. What you did was you insinuated that Arlene's not there, that she's not a part of it, all right? Or anything else like that. That's what you did, okay? I guess now let us finish, okay? John, leave my wife. You're still on mute, John. You're still on mute. Okay. I'll let you know when you're not. Okay. The bottom line here, John, is simple. Don't pout. All right. Oh, that looks terrible on you. When you pout, it looks terrible. Okay. It's terrible. Don't pout. The bottom line, John, is that you've done nothing but complain about me, complain about the channel, complain about our lifestyle, my wife and I's lifestyle. Oh yeah. You think my lifestyle is different than my wife's lifestyle? Yes, you have. All right. So either way, now you can come. Now, again, I've apologized. I've said you did not rubbish Arlene. You just rubbished her ability or yeah, no, it was somebody else that was joking about that. Okay. But Arlene is here. Arlene's a part of this channel, and you're not going to tell us how to run the channel. Period. Now you're back on it.
I'll join the channel when I feel like it, but I don't feel like it.
Exactly. There you go, honey. All right, John, you're on.
I take note of what you said, that I didn't rubbish her, and I agree that I didn't rubbish her. But the same thing was when you referred to Mikey, and you know who I'm talking about. I commented on the fact that I introduced my partner, Jane, the way he was inferring it. And okay, you can argue and be pedantic and say, he didn't actually say that. Well, I've actually played his video back numerous times with Jane, and she took it, and I did, and many others have heard it. Understand that I was just mocking the way he was presenting Jane as being, even to the point where he mocked her. Oh, all government workers think they're important, blah, blah, blah. And off he went. He's a nasty piece of work, but you associated him with your channel and you let him come on your channel many, many times. And it was helpful to your channel. It brought drama. That in those days, drama drove the clicks. And you made use of it. There's no doubt about it. But when you get upset about something, be sure that when you're getting upset, when I comment, I'm not commenting on your wife. I'm commenting on the way you present something. Now, you don't agree with it. You think I'm telling you how to run your channel? Of course not. You'll run it the same way as anybody else does. It's interesting. I commented the other day about how your introduction showed you giving out gifts to the children. Many, many years you've shown that. And I'm not mocking what you were doing, but it was interesting that when the flavor of the month came out, and that was that we had to block out the vision of people's faces, you took that down, but I noticed you put it back up again. And I've noticed not just you, everybody. There's very few channels that are brought out by Australian, English, American, that block out people's faces, because
John, you're way off. You're off track. Get back on track, John. You're off track. All right.
What track would you like me to be on?
Whatever track you want, but you're going off track. You're talking about Mike. You're talking about my association with Mike. Okay.
Yes.
Then stick with it. All right. Don't be. I have no idea where you're going with anything that you're saying. All right. Look, John. Look, it's very simple. You and I will not get along. It is, would I be inflamed by seeing you in public or a problem? No, not at all. I don't believe in that. Do I bother you? Do I make videos about you the way you make videos about me? No, I don't. All right.
Yes, you do.
Oh, really? Go look at my, go. No, John. No.
Oh, yeah. I could probably name at least half a dozen that come to mind where you've spoken about me intently.
Oh, I may have mentioned your name, but that's not what the video was about. All right. All
Deary
right.
me. Deary me. Did I
Okay.
dare to
That's not what the
mention
video.
Mike
I
and our
don't put
Philippine
your
journey?
photo up as my thumbnail like you do. I want people to go to a British expat in the Philippines right now and take a look at his past 10 videos. You'll see that he's put my thumbnail up.
Yes.
Okay. I've never put his thumbnail up. I don't go after that. None of that. Okay. All right. Look, John, there's nothing wrong with people not agreeing with each other. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And you and I may not be in agreement in many instances. There are a few things we do agree with. Okay. A few that we're on same track with, but many things we don't. I could never live your lifestyle, and you obviously do not want to live or approve of our lifestyle, and that's
I've
fine.
never said that. I've never said that.
Yes, you have.
Never in my life have I.
You
Never have
just
I
recently said,
criticized your
what kind of man would take his wife to a place like so and so? All right. What kind of man would do this? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Come on, John. All right. Your latest video.
I now know what you're referring to. I know what you're referring to, which many Americans, Australians, and English have said. Why would you take your wife down a walking street?
Wow. Why wouldn't I?
Well, that's the question I asked.
I'm asking
you. Think
you
it's okay?
No, John. You're asking.
I wouldn't.
Why wouldn't
I would
you?
never. I'd never take my sister. I'd never take my mother. I'd never take my wife or girlfriend down for a red light area because that's just the way I feel. Now, if you want to make out that in some way me saying how your lifestyle is, you know, I just don't see what you're meaning by that. I just said, you know, those that want to go bar hopping, taking their wives down a place like that, it's not exactly Beverly Hills, as you well know, all the way from Field Street. It may well have nice drinks. They may well have.
Huh?
Let him say.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
And I would think that I would think that most Filipina would feel a little uncomfortable being taken down there by their foreigner husband.
But I'm not,
That's just
John.
my feeling.
And it's
How
not
do you
your
feel?
business.
Arlene,
It's not your business to
how
tell
do
that
you
don't
how
go
do
to.
you feel? How do you feel?
I like having drink occasionally, but it's not your business. And I mean, I'm happy to go to the bar. So what's wrong with it? I mean, if you can afford to buy a drink, why not, right?
Affording a drink and wanting to go to a red light area for a drink is two different things.
She's asking you, why does it bother you?
Yeah.
This is a Filipina asking you, why does it bother you that she goes to a bar and has a drink?
Yeah. I mean, that's why you and Mike is different, okay? So.
Well, now I don't think it's a good idea that I answer that.
But that's
you know
good
why,
because
Mike?
it's not your business.
Because I don't want to insult another Filipina.
Oh, so now there is a negative. Okay. First off, I admire the fact that you're being restrained about that. But I would also say, good morning, Philly. All right. Or afternoon. But I would also explain, you know something? That's your opinion. That's your individual.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean, Mike. It's in my opinion, and it's shared by many. Now, does that make it right and wrong that I should suggest something?
Okay, Brian, is it shared by you that you would not bring your wife to a bar to have a drink?
We have.
We have.
Many times.
Many times.
All the time. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, here and there.
Okay. All right. There's another one. All right. What about other people? All right. I haven't found any yet. Anybody in the in the chat think that it's wrong to bring their wife to a bar to have a drink? If so,
Well,
speak up.
I must be a prude.
No, John,
Maybe.
you know what, though? John, I will tell you something. In your defense, you are a different person from a different place in a different time, raised in a different manner. And that I certainly understand. Okay? I'm not knocking your way of life or your moral grounds or your thoughts. All right? I don't knock that. What I am saying is perhaps, maybe you should understand that other people are entitled to the way they have their thoughts, their opinions, their upbringing, the things that go along with that. And I would like to set the record straight about something that you have gotten wrong in the past, if you don't mind. All right.
Yeah.
Number one. All right. You've stated in the past that I used to own a brothel. I've never owned a brothel. Brothels are illegal except for in one county of the United States. I owned a gentleman's club. And if we want to get down to specifics, it was a topless bar. I operated with a FBI clearance, a state clearance, a list of security things. All right. All legal and within the law. I never broke the law.
And in Australia, a gentleman's club is referred to by the general population as a brothel.
Well,
okay?
But you know
now,
something? You're talking about to an international...
between America and Australia.
Well,
maybe Australia has a different way of seeing things. I accept it. All right. So here we are. I apologize if I led anybody to believe that Mike and Arlene, our Philippine journey, I suggested he owned a property which was a brothel. Now he's defined that as a gentleman's club. Well, I'm sorry, in England and in Australia, we all know what gentlemen's clubs are. But, you know, you can put a spin on whatever you want. That's how I describe it. Now, if that was offensive to you, I apologize. You know,
well, I'm just telling you right now. Hey, it is offensive to me, John. It's very offensive. All right. A brothel is illegal in the United States. You're implying I'm breaking the law in the United States. That is not true.
No. You see,
you're taking it illegal.
You're taking it even further. You're now taking that point,
Mike.
No,
and you're either deliberately or very cleverly seeing it in a different way. I just said to you, in Australia, a gentleman's club is seen as a brothel. Okay?
I'm telling you the law.
There's no ambiguity about it. That is how they see it.
There, you're on mute again. You're going to shut up and let me talk, or you're not.
Hey, Mike, may I interject a second?
Yes, you may.
Before you get yourself all worked up, I understand his side of it. I spent half of my adult life working outside of the United States. I've worked in New Zealand, Australia, and in England and Ireland, right? And I understand he's correct. What we would call a gentleman's club, he would call a brothel. It's just a term they use.
Well, let me say this. I will say this.
You took it to mean one thing.
I took it to mean the legal. I took it in the United States. Look, you're in the U.S. You know any brothels in the U.S. that are legal other than in Clark County?
If I ask you for a fag,
okay,
would you be offended if I said, "Hey, I'm going to give you a fag"?
No, but that's a generalized term. All right, and I'm not homophobic, anyways. All right, my point is John made it out like I owned an illegal enterprise. All right, whether he meant to or not. But I'm going to go ahead and put his volume back on, and I want to get Philly's point of view when he comes back.
But I'm just saying, you guys get getting.
John, you can go now. You can. Your volume's back on.
I'll give you a little bit of snippet of information, Mike. many, many years ago. I think I was in my 30s. I used to buy and sell property for profit. You call me a property speculator. And one of the properties I bought was in a place called Mount Albert. And in Mount Albert, it was in Auckland, New Zealand. There was a very attractive old villa that had been turned into what we would call in Australia or New Zealand a knocking shop. You know, the sign was massage, 24 hours open. I was wanting to buy the property. So to buy that property, I had to buy the whole thing, lock, stock and barrel. I had to take on the existing leases that were attached to the property. I had to follow the law that gave me the right to terminate that lease if the
Oh, I think we lost John.
But yeah, what I'm saying is, I mean, I think a lot of your stuff is you guys are arguing over words. And
Well,
how they're
no.
interpreted for
I
you.
mean, first off, Brian, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking, Brian. And we'll wait to see if John will come back.
That was kind of weird. I did the old zip of the mouth and boom, he froze. Voodoo powers or something. Hey, this is between you two having it out. I'm just proud to be part of this live stream that's going to go viral. This is a classic. This is what I've seen, and guys going at it and talking, working things out. Maybe not working. These seem to be gold. I remember that when people would put multiple people up on a live stream, and people just would go at it, airing their indifferences. Now, yes, you got to have a line there. You don't talk about the wives. You don't talk about the kid. You got to have a line there. But I'm part of
Right.
I think I'm part of a classic
Now,
live stream. That's the reason I came on.
I'll tell you what's funny is that I have explained this in the past. My acquisition of that gentleman's club. Remember how John was talking about he was a property speculator and he bought property and it had a knock shop, was quote unquote his term. Okay. My acquisition of that gentleman's club was a property acquisition. All right. It was literally an entire city block. Now, it was a small, very small city block. All right. It had a Circle K, gentleman's club, and a 9-space little strip center. Okay. Strip mall center. I bought the entire piece of property. All right. That's how I acquired it. Just like John acquired one, apparently. So, I mean, except I acquired a topless bar, and John acquired a massage parlor. So, I don't know. But either way, John has never, ever cared for our channel, and that is fine. He's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to do wherever he wants to. All right. It is that simple. But wow, all right, for him to come after and start to say stuff about Arlen, all right, and for him to say she doesn't exist. She's in plenty of travel videos. She's in plenty of yes, Eddie Noy, John is Norman. Yes. So I don't know where he's at now. We did not kick him out. His spot is still open. I'll post the link again in case somehow he's dropped out and he's got to come back. But there it is. All right. He's more than welcome to come back.
I don't really watch John's channel. I mean, I know of him. All right. And unless something pops up and, hey, he's talking about this, I check it out. But this live is going to draw traffic to his channel. All right. And you gave him content to talk about. I mean, but I got to give him kudos. He did come on the live stream. He didn't not just say, oh, I've got this problem or next time. Kudos to him for coming on the live stream. I think I got dropped. Oh, there I am. Oh,
No, you're there.
I really don't. I don't watch him. I do know has made a lot of videos about you. Uncle Fester. I think he was looking for Uncle Fester on Walking Street.
Yeah. I mean, he's look, I don't care. I don't watch his channel anymore. I don't subscribe. I get people that send me the link, send me this, send me that, and I'm like, fine, whatever. It is what it is. But I am not going. Hey, regular guy, pop on in. Come on, join us, regular guy.
Come on up there, the ugly tourist.
Ugly tourist is here. You can join us. A regular guy can join us.
Come on, y'all YouTubers, get up there.
Yeah, absolutely. But either way, John doesn't approve of our lifestyle. Yet when Arlen asked him what's wrong with her going to get a drink, he just drew a blank. All right.
And that's probably morals and whatever.
I mean, look.
And that's up to him.
I could say a lot of different things. I could make all kinds of arguments against John, but I don't need to, and I don't want to. It's not, he lives his life the way he wants to live his life, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with him doing that, okay? Just like there's nothing wrong with me living my life. All right? I like Chelsea. Who's Chelsea? Chelsea, I'm British and I would never become a Karen like him. I don't know, but you know what, Chelsea? I think it has to do with age as well. He comes from a different generation. He feels a different way, supposedly. I don't know. I'm not going to make excuses for him. I'm just going to say that is all is what it is. So, look, Brian gave up his morning. How was breakfast, Brian? Lot get you fed?
Oh yeah, I had an egg with cheese and bacon omelet.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Were the eggs cooked up? Were the eggs cooked okay?
Perfectly.
No
Perfect.
problem?
They were cooked to order. All right.
Cooked to order.
I halfway through this, I started getting very nervous because Mike, I could see the blood going up into his head. Right. And
look.
I know Mike has heart problems. Like, holy shit!
Look, I don't go into.
You ain't gonna top that.
I don't go into his live streams. I don't respond to his bullshit.
Worked up.
I mean, Scoot,
you get worked up. When I was thinking it'd be heart attack right here on the live, it would definitely go viral.
Okay, so Scoot, you watch me and you watch Norman. All right. Mm-hmm. I mean, how often do you see him mentioning us?
Okay, here's the thing. I mean, yes, I watch both of you, but I'll be honest. I mean, I don't watch videos of Walking Street. I could care less if Walking Street was there or not.
Right.
I mean, when people say, "Oh, we're going on a Walking Street," and you walk in a bar, that's it. I'm done. And when people go into rants about other channels, I'm done. I really don't care what his opinion is of you. And if you want to, rant about him, I'm doing a video, I would turn it off for the same reason. If, it would be like if Brian wanted to rant against me, if people want to watch that, let them watch it. But to be honest, it's not anything that interests me. I don't do the drama.
My point of it was, I don't go doing videos about him, but he consistently does videos about me.
Well, I think we lost Brian too. But here's what I'm saying is, I mean, I used to do lives like once a week. I'd have 50, 60 people on a panel, and then people started to attack me. They attacked my wife. right? That's when I stopped doing them, right? And I said, you know what? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
I rarely,
I totally agree.
do anything.
All right. I totally agree.
Like I mentioned on Brian's channel, I've got 6 terabyte of video. I've got a 14 terabyte drive here that's half full of videos, right? That I've taken over the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years. I'm great at taking video, but I just save them and I never do anything with them.
Oh,
I got videos from my condo in Thailand.
Yeah, and Melio Noir is correct. I don't make content about him. And I'm not gonna, but I can guarantee you in his channel, there'll be content about this very shortly. There will, without a doubt, be content about it. All right. You know good and well he will. And that's just all there is to it.
Well, yeah,
okay.
And there again,
and I'll just ignore it.
You make, yeah. I mean, how does it affect you one way or another? If somebody would come on and say, "Oh, he said this and that," they're just looking for the drama. They want you to get worked up. Just say, "I really don't care what the guy thinks."
Now, first off, I need to go back to Callie. Gave me a super chat. Oh my God! Thank you so much, Callie. We certainly appreciate it. So dealing with John, I guess, was a little worthwhile. But thank you so much. But yeah.
Tell James, get his butt up here on your panel.
Yeah, I mean, come on, ugly tourist. Why aren't you up on the channel? Yeah, and you know what? James is correct. And I did apologize for that. I said, no, I said that incorrectly. All right. But there was no need to bring up my wife at all. All right. That's just the bottom line. No need. John's already recording a video.
And I've had guys make rude comments about my wife because I go to the Philippines and she stays here. That's because she's working on getting Social Security money in, right? And
which part, expat crap? Explain.
What?
Oh, Ricky Drama's video about you was great. It was very, very. It was so laid back. I would hope that if Ricky Drama, if Sick Grandpa did a video about me, I would be grateful that it was as meaningless as the one he did about you, James. I think you got lucky on that, or not lucky. You're not a bad guy, so it's hard to do bad video. Expat crap. What did you mean? Do you not agree with part of what the Brit had to say? I'm not sure which part, expat crap. I'm happy to let you in the channel where you can voice it rather than type it out if you'd like.
Yeah. But, I've noticed something, I told somebody I've noticed this over the last couple of years amongst the expats in the Philippines. As I've been sitting back and observing, they're becoming Filipino, right? They've got the crab mentality. The second one starts to do good, all the rest jump up, grab them, and rip them down. It seems like you guys are eating each other up.
So expat crap says the part about it's not appropriate to take a family to the red light district. In a way, you're correct, expat crap, but Walking Street has an anomaly. Walking Street is the most direct, well-lit, and safest path from MacArthur Avenue up to the Jeepney Fields Avenue to the Jeepney Terminal. Any other alternative is exceptionally long, or it's up a bad street that's not lit well with heavy traffic and it's not good. There are kids on Walking Street from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night coming home from school. But yeah, is it a place to take the family? I'll put it to you like this. If I had a non-adult child, I would not take them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Mike is a loser. Paradise twice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
When did you become a loser?
Paradise twice called me a loser.
Huh? Oh, and now you're in my category. Jeez.
Yeah. All right. So Norman says it was terminated by the app, not him. Yeah. You weren't terminated here. We didn't terminate you, and you're welcome to come back anytime you want.
I mean, it could be something between the internet connection, because you're using, I think, Ecamm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's a server that's not in the Philippines. So your signal's bouncing to probably Taiwan and then bouncing back to the Philippines. And his is bouncing there through a completely different set of servers. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, would you take a kid into the, and I'll be honest, I mean, my wife and I, we used to go to this resort down in Pattaya, right? And and the easiest way to get from the hotel, right, was to walk straight down Walking Street to get to the boat that would take you out to the to the island.
I mean, it's not the best method of place, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we walked down there, and none of that excites me. I don't care to go in those places. I mean, I used to own a strip club in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It doesn't excite me at all. And the other thing is, my wife's not interested in seeing what's in there. I asked her one time, "You want to go in and see what's inside?" No, my wife doesn't drink, so we don't go in for a drink. So
yeah. All right, and then Street Freak is right. I'm sorry, Slick Rick is white. Let me get John here. Let me try and fix this back here. Guest number 2 and 3. There we go, John. There we go. So
yep.
I'm
back again. It's always interesting, Mike, watching after you've been on. It's always good because we see the other side. It's a bit like, because I'm not there, I can't speak for myself, but many, not just you, and that was the problem I had with Mikey. There was all these innuendos that came on afterwards. I don't know the name of the guy in the middle here, but I would say he's the voice of reason. And I don't mean that to in any way insulting, but I just say it shows you that not all Americans think like you, Mike. And if you read the comments that come afterwards, they are backing up. I have got no fans in all of your comments, that's for sure. I've even got British people talking me down. But that doesn't mean anything to me. It just shows me the kind of people who watch your channel.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you can put down anybody that you want to. You know what though? Here's I like your statement that the guy in the center is the voice of reason between us. Isn't that what you just said, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, that's right.
That means that neither one of us are reasonable. That means you and I
exactly.
and you. All right. So hey,
exactly. That's why you're Mike and I'm John or John Norman, and it makes no difference. We make content just like you are now making content, and I am. And I hope you get clicks from it. I don't get them. And your idea that I'm going to rush out and do another video about this video, that's ridiculous. I've got better things. I shouldn't say that. I've got better things to do.
You do.
There's nothing that I can see of any. It doesn't make my situation or my point any more clearer to anybody. Just those that understand me and those that understand you will make your own decisions either way, just like your guest in the middle. He's a good balance, again, and I'm saying this tongue in cheek, well, yes, with no teeth on the bottom. And I'm saying that because he is the voice of reason. He's not saying I'm wrong. He's not saying you're wrong. He's just talking how he sees it. There's 3 different opinions there on the monitor. And I can see the photos that I've seen of your wife before. She looks much better live. That's just my opinion. And if that's insulting, I'm sorry. But the reality is that, yeah, I can talk to you in the street if I had bumped into you when I made a comment, oh, I haven't seen Uncle Fester coming here, or who else? There was somebody else, I can't remember who. As far as Brian's concerned, it makes me laugh because I used to make a comment, good comment, on his channel when he and I think it's Bot, I'm not quite sure. I apologize for not calling it a Lot. I think it's Lot. When they were, I used to really love their videos that were done doing a sari store. And we know how everyone said you don't make money. Well, they did all right. It was only circumstances that shut it down. But they were really interesting videos to follow. Later on, I found them a little bit, big American idea. But I'll tell you one thing. I re-subscribed to him when he went to live in the Secure Island, I think they call it, because I just see him as the real Brian there. He's really loving it. That's my impression. And the content that he brings out is interesting, it's engaging, and I enjoy it. And I do comment on some of his videos. I even comment on having watched his video. Never anything bad, because I don't find Brian up himself that I do find sometimes with you, Mike. And I will use the word sometimes, not always. You're very good at apologizing. And I'm not talking about apologizing about the knocking shop thing. I'm talking about how you will say one thing and then you will coat it with a whole load of, to use your, a disclaimer in a way. And it's very clever the way you do it. I'm not saying that I will continue to watch your videos, but now and again you pop up on the suggested ones on YouTube, and I do watch them. Now we have a problem with the sound. Oh dear me. Yeah, still buzzing.
No, I mean, as far as voice of reason, whether I agreed
That's
with both
better.
of you or disagreed with both of you, it's the same.
So, look, John, you're welcome to say.
I don't think either of you are wrong, and I don't think either of you are right. You're entitled to your own opinions.
That's
right.
I'm not going to change the way that my wife and I live our life. I'm not going to change my thoughts on how we live our life. And I'm not going to say that our life is the right way. Maybe John's method, the way John runs his life, the way he lives his life, maybe that's the right way, but it's not ours. And we're not going to condemn John for living his life the way he wants. And if he chooses to pontificate about how we live our life, then he's entitled to continue. He's got videos out there all over the wazoo about it. All right. Then let him continue to do it. It doesn't bother me in the least little bit. Here's what I know. I know that I had a successful life. I know that I was fortunate and lucky. I know I'm no smarter than anybody else. Okay. I didn't get there because I was smarter than somebody else. I was fortunate and I was lucky. Okay. and I'm going to live it the way I want to live my life, and my wife is going to benefit from it as best that I can. And if people have a problem with that, tough shit. It's that simple.
Did you work hard for it, Mike? Did you? It's in your description of your life before. Would it come to say that? Would it be right to say you worked hard for it?
I would think I did, yes.
Why didn't you add that in? Because to me that would humanize you.
That
You
would
know,
be
it's like me
embellishing.
saying
That would be saying something that I know people that worked hard all their lives and yet
and
have
didn't
very
achieve much.
little to show for it. I
That's
know
right.
people, all right? I mean, it does, I worked hard and was lucky, all right? If that's what you want to hear, all right?
No,
But
I
I know
don't
people
believe
that,
anybody. You're only lucky if you win the lottery. If you're lucky and you work hard, you're fortunate. So it's the wrong choice of words.
no, I disagree. I was lucky. I know people that worked hard and didn't get lucky. Okay? I was fortunate.
Again, I suppose it's a different. You're right. I'm 77. You're in your 60s. No, I believe actually, I think you said you were 70 now. Is that right?
No. I'm getting there, but not yet. Not yet. Don't
Not yet.
don't make me older faster, John.
Yeah, he's
No.
he's still a young kid.
No,
Yeah,
well, you see, I'm not happy. I'm happy enough in my own skin to be 77. The fact that I leave my bottom tooth out because I still have a bit on my gum that I find uncomfortable. I must go back to the dentist to get the plate altered. Otherwise, I would be quite happy to put both of them in. But I wouldn't be happy unless you were commenting on that in a way, because it shows that you can have intellect, Mike, but we all can we can let the side down by being F this, F that, M mother, this, that, which you guys, and I say you guys, people from America often use that. It's normal terminology. And again, I'm not excusing English people. My goodness, my own blood in England, often a sentence must have a dozen F words in it to get to the point. Even the cat sat on the mat would somehow, if they could put an F word in there, they would. It's just the way life is now. It's not the way I was brought up. And I don't think the generation gap is that much, because you're not the age of my son. My eldest son is 56. And he thinks differently to me, but he still respects the fact that at 77, I might disagree with Dad, but and I feel often you come across as somehow and I say we, that's talking from your point of view as an American, and you can't talk as an Australian or an English person. So you come across the way Americans do. And a lot of Americans don't necessarily like you, just like there's plenty that don't like me. But when they get to meet me in person and they realize that I'm not like I come across, you can say one thing in a sentence and people take the wrong meaning. And maybe sometimes we put our words together with rather fast, hastily, and it doesn't necessarily come across. I often listen to my videos before I post them, just to make sure that what I'm trying to say is how I want it to be heard. And I just, you do, like your channel is a target for many people. My channel is a target for many people. We both know that. Trolls are part of the thing. But to suggest that somehow I'm a troll, at least I front up and speak to you. And if you had been in Walking Street, I would have come up. I probably would have put my arms around you and say, come on, let's have a fistty fight, jokingly. Because that's the kind of person I am. People who know me know I'm not out there to argue with you. I'm just pointing out that sometimes people get it wrong. And the classic one for me, and like you pointed out, and you have got to use Mikey's point, you have got the receipts, and I'm sure many can drag them up. And the point is that was a big mistake. Not that I said, and I'd like to introduce you to my hoe, because that's not what I meant, and even Jane knew that. But unfortunately, we all make faux pas in the world, and they're misunderstood. But it gave you and Philippine Antics, number of other channels, an opportunity to call me out on it. You know, in England, we don't call a 401, no, not 401, a 304 or whatever it was you referred to, and a hoe. They're just not words we use in English language. They're Americanisms. And inevitably, Americans will pick it up. If I put that in my headline, I would imagine as YouTube, I don't think YouTube would allow me to put that word as part of my title, because it would be like me putting the word, I don't know, well,
Look,
poor.
John,
But
look,
I think that's a softer version.
let's just be very, very forward here, okay? All right. We're not going to get. We're never going to be friends. It's not going to happen. We don't want to be friends. Okay, that's not going to happen, and it's neither one of our desires. The point, very simply, is, hey, you have your life. I have mine. You have the way you want to live yours. We have the way we want to live ours. If you don't like it, that's fine.
You've actually summed up exactly what your argument is, Mike. I've never told you how to live your life. I don't think you've ever told me how I should live my life. I think we're both adult enough. I won't say man enough. I think that's a pathetic thing. It's Americanism, man up. I think that you've got to realize that, of course, you know, the idea that you can blanketly say we'd never be friends. How do you know? I've got people I didn't like in my earlier life that are now good lifelong friends.
I can assure you, John, we will never be friends. I can assure.
Well, that's your choice.
It is.
But that's your choice.
It is.
That's your choice. That's the kind of person you are. And that says a lot for who you are, Mike. The difference is I don't make that comment. If I bump into you, would I be rude? No.
Oh, I won't be rude.
You know?
I didn't say I would be rude. I never said anything like that. I said we won't be friends. I won't invite you to my house.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because I have no respect for you. And because I have no respect for you, we won't be friends. Would we be cordial? Would we say hello? Would we be anything like that? Sure. But we won't be friends.
So to be a friend, in your mind, you have to have respect for them.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
I've got many friends that I don't agree with the way they do things, but I respect them as a good friend.
Well, but I respect, I have people that I don't agree with some of the things they do, but I respect them.
So why do you think that you don't respect me?
I don't respect you, John, because of the type of person that you are. And I will just leave it at that.
You don't know me. Mike, you don't know me, and I don't know you.
So here's my two options. My first option is, I don't respect you because of the type of person that you are, that you've portrayed on all of your videos. Okay. Or option number two, I don't respect you because now you're telling me those videos aren't real, because that's not really who I am. You need to know me in order to find out whether it's either way.
Okay.
No, not going to happen.
I understand your analogy there. But if you think about that, just take it a little bit further. If that's the way you see it, people who know you personally, Mike, would not see the same person that they see online. Would you agree with that?
I would agree about 70%. I'm
Well,
much
that's
more.
a pretty.
You know what, John? Here's what you would find. I'm much more generous, giving, and understanding in person than I am online. Much more.
So maybe it would be more noble of anybody to not make a blanket statement that I would never choose you to be my friend.
I wouldn't. If you look, you don't have to like it. You don't have to care for it, John. I'm just telling you right now. All right, we wouldn't. If don't get
There's a
hurt.
certain arrogance, though. Can you not see that there's a certain arrogance that you think that until you met me, and you've not met me, so yeah, like you
No,
said, you don't know me, and I don't know you. Maybe when I met you, I might find you even more obnoxious than I might find you today,
you
or
might.
I might find you in a
It's an
completely different light.
anything is entirely possible. But the point is my opinion on you is already formed, and I don't want to get to know you any better than I know you. Okay, I've
Well, there
watched
you
you
are.
destroy. I've watched you destroy people. All right, I've watched you. I've watched you lie, manipulate, and embellish everything people say. Many things people say, and that's just the way it is. Now, that being said, it is very simple. I don't want to be your friend. I'm not going to be your friend. All right. Can I be cordial?
Good.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
good. A good statement for your channel, Mike. You'll win a lot of friends by saying that. But it doesn't, to me, show that you have the ability, therefore, to be a little humble. You know, you can make mistakes just like I can. The
I've made
idea that
more
I've
mistakes.
somehow
John, I've
harmed
made
other
more
people,
mistakes than you ever will.
I don't know
Okay.
who you think I've harmed, but maybe you can enlighten me. But maybe you do it by
John,
sending me an email.
John, I've made more mistakes than you ever will or have made. Okay. I'm nowhere near perfect. I am nowhere near the absolute authority on anything. However, all of that being said, that doesn't make me your friend. That doesn't bring me to your level. Whether you want to think your level is up or down, doesn't matter. I'm not at your level. I'm not the type of person that you are. So leave it be.
But that's the whole point. Your conversation is about innuendo.
My conversation is simply about what you've said and what I've said. What
No,
innuendo
you
is
just
there?
said
What innuendo is
said
there?
that.
Come on, John. What innuendo is there? Spit it out, man. Spit it out. What innuendo is there?
What you just play
Come
back
on.
what you
Come
just
on.
said. I'm
You
sure
can
you
do
have
it.
to.
Come on. You can do it.
Come on,
Yeah.
let's
Come
have a
on.
fight.
You
Let's have
can
a
do
fight.
it, John.
It's good for
Spit
the
it
channel.
out. Come on, John. You can spit it out. What innuendo is there? Look, if you want to go one on
You're
one,
saying,
if you
you know,
want to go,
you throw so much out with innuendo that you've inferred that I go out there hurting people. Who have I hurt?
I've seen you destroy channels before or try to destroy them.
What channel have I tried to destroy?
Oh God, I can't even make the list of them. Well, who's the latest one you've been bitching about? Kitschy Kim? You've been bitching
Casey.
about that one.
Casey.
All right. Look,
No.
John.
Well, there
Look,
you are.
John.
Now that just shows me. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to lower myself to your level, Michael.
Please do. Please come on down. Come on down, John.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Kitschy Kim. I mean,
I got
why
no
are we
idea.
even talking about her?
Wait. Just a minute. Just a minute, John. Before you start, let me explain something real quick. I got no idea who this woman is. I've never seen a video of hers.
Yeah,
I've never
I was
seen.
going to say, I've got no idea.
I'm just going to tell you right now.
Well,
I don't know
I'll fill
anything
you up.
about the circumstances.
All right. Well, I've commented about Kitschy Kim because I find it pointless why a friend of mine, an English guy and an American guy, have got this online daily battle watching her videos and remarking and commenting back and forth. And I've said it to my English friend, really, it's very childish what you're doing. You're just feeding her more and more for her comment. And she does 4 or 5 videos a day, lives, talking about them all the time. Now, me trying to destroy them, she means absolutely, she's a reasonable looking Filipino lady in her 50s, I think. But
I got no idea.
she's got no content except they just spend weeks and weeks back and forward, the two of them. And I commented the other day, I made a video about it. In other words, let me out. Why do people bother to watch these people? Why don't they both, that's Kitchi Kim and the others, why don't they just stop doing things about them as far as destroying her channel? She doesn't need anybody to destroy her channel. I believe she's changed her channel maybe half a dozen times. But that's her business. She's enjoying doing it. She's actually looking after a couple of Americans in a high-rise apartment. That's her job. And fine.
I don't know.
As
I
far
know
as
nothing.
a few channels you suggested, I would never ask. I've never even reported a channel. I mean, the idea that somehow who's going to listen to a 70, I was about to say an 80-year-old, a 77-year-old complaining because somebody happened to mention my name. What is it? Sick grandpa. I take that as a medal of honor. I think he's done about 5 videos on me, and I think that's wonderful. I laugh at every one. And then I do a video laughing at him, and I get the same sort of comments back. He's an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Some say, oh, I love him. I think he's great. That's what YouTube's all about.
Well, either way, John, look, we are never going to be friends. Could we be acquaintances? Could we sit down and have a cup of coffee? Sure. But we're never going to be friends. I don't agree with the way you want to live. You don't agree with the way we want to live. All right. And that's fine. We understand that too. It's very simple. Okay. So I don't understand, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're living your life and you're happy. I'm living my life and I'm happy. And let it be. Just let it be, John.
I'm not sure what I got to let be, but that's okay. I came on just to give you my voice, because at least I didn't feel quite as frustrated with you as I did Mike, because no, not Mike.
Look,
Mike,
all right. Here's what I have. All right, so John, here's what I have to say about Mike. Okay, I jumped all over Mike's ass when he brought your better half, your at the time partner, into the situation. Same as when he went after Kuya John's daughter, saying she was going to grow up and be a stripper. All right. I draw the line at that kind of stuff. I really and truly do. Mike is not me. I'm not Mike. I'm not a vengeful asshole. I'm not a person that's out there to just go after people. That's not what I do. Okay? That is, that's just the bottom line. Okay? Do I agree with what Mike did and said? In many instances, no. He was without a doubt controversial. He was without a doubt bad in instances. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just like you. You are too in certain instances. Okay? There is not anybody that would argue that you are not a xenophobe. You are a xenophobe. You display every single trait of a xenophobe. Okay? It's just the way it is. And more power.
save me looking it up. What do you mean by that? It's like a politician.
I'm
They
sorry.
use words that try and bedazzle people. So just tell me what that means,
Okay. A
or what you mean
xenophobe
by it.
is an individual that has a let me try and I won't give you, I can't give you the exact wordage. I'm going to try and filter it down, but essentially you don't like Americans. You don't like an entire race of people. That is what
Well,
you've
I've never
done.
heard that. I've never. Is that
You
word? Is that
criticize
just about
Americans
Americans?
all the time. You
My mother's
criticize,
American.
huh? Your
My
mother's
mother's
American.
American.
You know what, John? You always fall back on that. That's like being in America. You know what we call that in America? You know what we call that under racism? This is the example. In this is your defense. This is how we determine a racist. When you call someone a racist, they come back, all right, and they say, "Why am I a racist?" And you'll say, "Well, because you don't like black people." And then they'll come back, "Well, one of my best friends is black." Well, your mother's American. You know, just because your mother's American, just because you have some American friends, all right, get a load, John.
No,
Get a grip, John. That is the honest truth.
Very bad.
All right.
That's a very bad assumption. My
No, it's
mother's
not.
American. She couldn't help being American.
You jump all over Americans all the time. You say it. Well,
No,
and here's another American.
That's where you get it wrong, Mike. That's where you get it wrong. And that's the whole point. Not all English people are like me. Not
No,
all Americans are like you, right?
no, they're not.
Agree? Right.
Yes, I
So
agree.
if
I have
if
good.
I happen to,
I have British friends that are just fine.
so if I criticize you, am I being racist about Americans?
No, no. When you criticize me, you're just not liking me. When you go after and
That's
you
right.
use the general terms, when you say another American, here's the Americans, just like you Americans, that's a xenophobic
Right. Well,
statement.
while I've got your platform, and a lot of Americans will be watching, no doubt. YouTube have always had that suggestion that you use keywords in your thumbnail or in your title to attract certain groups of people to your channel. And I'll guarantee that if you start using American this, American that, you'll find that your analytics will go up and show that more Americans are watching you. And that's the only reason that I use American in the title. But when I'm referring to, like, I think of when I was a young person going around Europe on holidays, 3 months a year, very lucky that I came from a wealthy family. But the point was, my mother, who was an American, always complained about the Germans. Why did she do that? Maybe a little bit to do with in the time frame, maybe a connection to the Second World War, maybe a little resentment. But Americans used to always, sorry, not Americans, Germans used to always come down to the beach early in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and put a towel on the beach seat, what do you call it, the deck chair. And as a result, they also, when you said, hang on a minute, I've been here 2 hours, nobody's been there, I'm going to sit here, they would be loud, and that's how they got the, what do you call it, the reputation to be loud and rather obnoxious. They were later taken over by Americans who came to Europe. We have the biggest this, we have that. Now, they may well have been a group of people that came from America in the sense over 2-3 years. There tended to be a lot of package tours where people who were having a once in a lifetime chance to come to Europe. We're not talking about refined, educated, well-traveled Americans who don't want to stand out from the rest. In fact, if anything, in Europe over the last 30 years, it was never really encouraged that you drew attention to the fact that you're American. It made you a target. So therefore, people tended to tone themselves down. Now, I don't make an excuse, or I don't want to make an excuse, but if I put American in the title, I'll guarantee 20% of those that watch it, even if they only watch it for a few minutes or read the description, they'll soon realize I'm not really just talking about Americans. I brought you to my channel. Hello,
No,
welcome. Thank
John.
you for the clip.
No, John. Not at all. That's, you know what? That's a great excuse to put American in the title. But when you do, 90% of the time, you're talking about Americans again. You reference them. There's more to it than that. All right. Now, I will tell you this, John. I will do this. I will be back with another live stream next Sunday. All right. Same time. I will follow Philly, but unfortunately, this has gone much longer than I expected, and I do have a few things that I have to take care of. I'm sorry. I'm not cutting you off. I'll give you a platform to speak on. It's not a problem whatsoever. I'm more than happy to entertain intellectual dialogue between the two of us, and intelligent dialogue and rational dialogue. I absolutely am. Okay? That's not a problem. However, I got to stop for today. I certainly appreciate for all of those of you in the channel. I'm running terribly late. I apologize. All right. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for showing up, but I've got to run. Take care, and another day back to you.
Take care, brother.